It has begun.
All
Hey, honey bun.
right.
I forgot to turn the
All
fans on,
right.
and I'd like some water, please.
All
Get
right.
it? Hey. All right, come on in, you old funky people. I love it. Why every time I
Mm-hmm.
get on Twitch, it's like, hey, you need to update your Twitch, you bum. Sure, okay.
Right. Let's go. I
Let's go.
think I
Let's
did
get
this
in
right.
here.
I
Come
think I
on
did it
in
right.
on a Wednesday night. It's crazy, right? My Wednesdays are free again.
Okay. All right. Okay. All
And
right.
I
The ears
choose
are doing
to
great.
spend it with all of you.
Hmm. Here we go. I'm ready. I'm ready.
You
I'm ready.
readies? I am also readies because I just can't with this avatar. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Ooh, get in here. Welcome in. Hi, Lodi.
Let me see how we're sounding here.
Mhm, 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 mhm. Come on in here, haters. Haters, wannabe haters, haters in training. Get on in here.
And all the debaucherous things in between.
You guys are in for a try. I think. I say that.
We
I don't
sound
know.
good.
I don't know.
See, I don't know if this is a treat or not because honestly, we're all just kind of disappointed here. In all honesty, so are we gonna just collectively be funky together?
That's jumping the gun. That's jumping the gun. We
Really?
haven't even started the
Yeah,
session.
no, we
Yeah,
haven't.
that's
That's
jumping the
how
gun.
this has
We haven't just
affected me
started.
that badly. That's how I need every. This has affected me that badly. I am
Well, let's
comfort
let's do
blanket.
the let's do the news first because I feel like this is not to spare any minute or
Yeah, I
second.
will run
Get
through this.
into
Hey everyone, welcome. We're just gonna kick it right off because it's a lot, and like she said, we don't want to waste a tiny second on it, and we got a decent amount of news. So, all right, Demon Slayer Hashira movie ranks number one in Japan. Of course, it does.
ooh, great.
Right next to Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Freedom, Golden Kamui, which is the live action version, and Spy Family is coming in at number four with Code White.
Nice.
Marshall
That
season 2 episode 6 got delayed. It is not the only one that got delayed this week. Um the One Punch Man, so remember we said the guy who made One Punch Man went off to make his own studio. He ain't
hmm
producing season 3 of One Punch Man. It seems like
Oh,
there's some
okay. He's just gonna
previous contract that he can't really get out of.
that makes sense because we don't know how long they told him he had to be there. And I hope it doesn't turn into like a situation where some people are like musical artists, like I'll just turn out whatever because I can't get out of
Right.
my contract. So it might necessarily be good, which is kind of disappointing because season two was already a little lackluster.
I couldn't even get into season
So
2.
he might just throw some stuff out there and be like, well, his obligations to the other studio if he wants to go ahead and be like, or it could be like, we own this property, you can't even take it to your own
Yeah.
studio,
Which
and
sucks
that
cuz
one's just gonna
he
get
is the
because
source
they
material.
that and then they might let somebody else take over it, and sometimes when that happens it's not as good, so we'll see.
Um, the Minato One Shot manga will receive an anime adaptation. There's already a
Ooh.
poster for it. It is called The Whirl Within the Spiral. Pretty much Naruto's mommy and daddy doing mommy and daddy things.
I love how we do everything about the Naruto verse but Boruto. I love it.
No,
I
because we
stand
don't
for it.
acknowledge that. And I heard they also been delayed till 2025.
Yeah, that's just as well. The manga still
Yeah.
churning out chapters. Yeah.
Ninja Kamui. Episode 1 is now streaming. That has also gone up in ranks and has surpassed everything else. It is now in the number one spot.
Really?
I have not tried to watch it. I heard a long time ago that this manga was deliciously delicious.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Goodness.
yeah.
I might have to put it on the list, a legitimate list, not like I say it's on the list and then I never get to it. I think I'm gonna
Oh
legitimately,
yeah.
I guess, I say that y'all are literally watching in real time, me not writing anything down. I'm probably gonna forget this in the next 5 minutes.
Right. Um. Then some kind of sad news because it's one of those things of news. Is like, damn man, you had it all. Gojo's voice actor faces cancellation over sexual jokes. Um, They're accusing
Yikes.
Weekly Bunshin of attempting to publish an expose on Nakamura over comments he made during a gaming live stream. The star was participating in a live broadcast project based on the Grand Theft Auto 5 called Streets Graffiti Roleplay, essentially where actors play predetermined roles that are intended to be unlike their typical personalities. I feel like they set this guy up. Um, as
Yeah.
Bunshin reports, a male player with a distinctive voice is shouting sexual comments at a female player. This man, who repeats obscene language that makes the viewers of the game stream blush, is actually a very popular voice actor. I'll look inside your skirt and don't come, cum, before me, are things that he said to her. Um,
Mm.
yeah. I don't know.
So you said the name, so I'm assuming this is a Japanese voice actor,
This
not
is
the
the
English
guy.
voice
Yeah,
actor.
this is a Japanese voice actor for Gojo.
Ooh, child. Well, he let that go to his head. I mean,
Yeah.
they told him to act like not himself,
That's what I
so
said. I
he
don't
can
know if
say
this feels
that.
like a setup, but also like, I mean, you're also like clowning with GTA, like Grand Theft Auto. Like, it's pretty derogatory. So I don't know. I mean, I literally,
We'll
as
see
like
how
a
that
10-year
plays
old
out.
child, used to pick up
They're
hookers,
gonna
do the things, and then kill them
they're gonna
afterwards.
cancel him.
They're quick to cancel
Oh,
everything.
we'll see how that plays out. That's a little
Yeah, that's a borderline
that's a
type
little
things.
sus, right? Like I don't know if
Yeah.
he can be like, hey, look, y'all told me to get into the character. This is not how I normally am. What's good,
Hey,
Spider?
Spider, come on in. We're just going over the news. The Haiku
Ah,
final movie, part one, of course, is out in Japan, raking up the dollar bills, y'all. Can't wait for it to come
mm,
here. All positive things are about. There's no funkiness with this show at all. I'm
that's what's
just
up.
upset that we gotta now sit here and wait for part two because more likely they're gonna hit us with a cliffhanger. It's gonna be the middle of all this. They're gonna be tied. I'm telling you, it's gonna be 1-1 and then the last movie is just going to be the third set. I'm
Maybe
predicting it.
I'll get into it after they're completely done with the series.
Well, I can't find the English dub anywhere.
It was on Netflix.
It's not there no more. And then only ones on Crunchyroll are
I
like,
guess they don't want me to watch it then
yeah,
because
because
I'm
I
not
was
gonna break my
like,
neck to look for it.
because I was like, oh, I'm gonna rewatch it because I actually enjoyed um a lot of the English dub. Like, and I like listening to Asai's character, the Ace's character in English. He was a fresh voice actor, black man from Chicago. First gig. You could tell in the first 5 episodes he was nervous AF, but you get to watch him kind of grow into the role, which is nice. I thought it was nice. That's for people like me who notice everything all the time.
Hmm, that's what's up.
Jujutsu Kaisen is the most pirated anime of 2023. It just, yeah.
This gotta play.
Shut
Dang,
up, T
y'all. Like
Mal.
they have it everywhere. You don't have to sit there and do that. You can just watch it normally. You don't have to.
So
Oh,
another one that came out, Kagura Bachi, was inspired by Naruto. Pretty much the guy with the swords and the ninja stuff that's popping up again. Everything's inspired by our side. No, a site for haiku.
well,
Uh, I
according to Google, they say it's on Crunchyroll and Prime, so
Oh, well,
you
I'm gonna go
can
check it out after
take
this.
that with a grain of salt if you want to. I don't know because, like I said, I wasn't looking for it. But as I Googled, they
A lay
say it's on
Google.
Prime and on the crunchiest of
The
rolls, so you can
crunches of
try
roll.
that.
Yeah. Yep. Solo Leveling episode 8 was delayed this week. And you know what filled its lovely little shoes? A mother effing
Episode 7, because that was great.
a recap episode. Y'all get a
Um,
recap episode this week.
well, I told episode I won't watch, but episode I'll be back when they not recapping because episode 7, I
He
said that
said a
man was
stupid
cold.
special episode. Pretty much.
Right.
I hate recap episodes.
I said that man was cold blooded, and I loved it. It was great. Well, then again, if they do that, then I could probably get husband to go and watch it and catch up since we ain't talking about nothing for real. Like he got 7 episodes
Yeah,
to get it
I'm
in his
3 in.
can.
I gotta binge. Also, Solo Leveling's game is now scheduled for April 2024. We're about to
We
get,
haven't.
we are get,
We're
that
gonna
is
get the
what this show is about. We're just streaming through the
the
news
haters
right
are
now.
eager.
They are
They're
eager.
eager.
They
They're
are
jumping and
eager.
chomping at the bits. They're chomping at the
Speaking of
bits.
that piracy, T-Mal, apparently America is the biggest contributor of anime piracy. We are a,
Arg, arg.
yep, it's us.
We sail the digital high seas at dawn.
The Demon Slayer Hashira movie gets a rated R, 17 plus. In the US, because as we said before, the US likes to pretend it has morals.
I wonder what it. Well, we're not even the most egregious one, so I wonder in other countries like China, which heavily censors a lot of stuff, and like the Middle East. I wonder what they or if they had them change it all together. Because a lot, what I learned, uh, not recently, but you can keep my ear to it. A lot of this stuff have to be. It's not just the United States. I know people like to just believe it's just us, but it really ain't. So
They're
I want to
saying
know what they had to do for other countries.
due to the immense bloody and violent scenes.
Okay, all right. Well, that doesn't apply to me.
Weird stuff that's
Oh,
coming
hell.
out is the new Toyota anime has been announced. It's a 5-episode series.
Uh,
It's called Grip, a Toyota story. It's a Toyota anime.
Red.
Also, there is a McDonald's anime.
Redacted. That's what's up.
It's you. It's you. It's all you. It's probably just him.
We sell at dawn, sir.
Yes.
You had the numbers.
Season 3 has an official trailer. Airs April 5th for Reincarnated as a Slime. Our boy Rimuru is back.
I just watched the little movie, which was great.
Yeah, I'm
But
trying
then
to get
again-
Ryan through Husbando through the first. Is the movie come? Should I watch it before or after season 2?
I mean, everything's established, so you might as well watch that movie at the end of everything.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because because of like the dragon, and if you haven't finished the
Dragon.
series, you don't know that's what he looked like. So you do all the seasons and watch that movie.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah,
then got it.
It is great. I loved it. But then again, a lot of people don't think it's a good series, but I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, he's OP. That was the point. It's kind of like One Punch, but it takes itself a little bit more seriously than One Punch does. But I still like it. So I'm here for it. I'm here for the OP slime.
I love
It was
him.
good enough for me.
A produced by Studio Pierrot, excuse me, project, a McDonald's anime, aired 2 days ago.
Gross.
I guess.
Gross.
Mappa, of course, has a new baseball anime that's coming out. The trailer drops in April. I'm not even gonna worry about that one. Here's some sad news. Your Name, the movie Your Name, producer got arrested for pedophilia. In recent disconcerting news, whatever the dude's name is, Ito, a 52-year-old anime producer known for his collaborations with Makoto Shinkai, has been arrested. The charges involve the alleged solicitation of nude pictures from a 15-year-old high school girl in Nagano, Japan. Ito has admitted to the charges, creating ripples of concern within the anime community. His statement, mentioning involvement with other individuals, adds complexity to the case. The incident reportedly took place back in September 2021, and Ito was aware of the minor's status. Ito's
Ooh.
arrest brings into question the collaborative legacy he shared with director Makoto Shinkai as a producer on notable works like The Place Promised in Our Early Days, Children Whose Chase Lost Voices, The Garden of Words, Your Name, Weathering with You, and Suzume. The impact of these projects, their reception in the wake of scandal still remains uncertain. It sounds like he ain't alone.
Mm-mm-mm. That's a shame. See, that's why we can put that argument to rest about, like that episode that we had about you know, ages in
Yeah.
Japan and stuff like that. I think now more than ever, Japan really needs to take a look at that because it seemed to be a little bit more evident that that laxness between the prefix about certain things. And I remember when we talked about the first time, different prefectures, I'm sorry, set their age. I think they really need to come together on that
Oh,
because
yeah.
some people think it's cool and it really ain't.
You
And
literally destroyed a very big career by doing stupid shit.
well, some people think they're untouchable. So, yikes.
On another yikes, um, I don't know if this gives it any hope. The Naruto live action and the director has been revealed to
I'm not
be
talking about this.
the director of Marvel's
No.
Shang-Chi will be written and directed by Shang-Chi from Marvel's director. And Kishimoto will oversee the whole entire movie production. Expressing his enthusiasm, it was a
That
true
don't make me feel no better, sir. It
it
don't.
was it was a true honor to meet Kishimoto-san in Tokyo and hear his expansive vision for his creation. We are very excited to collaborate and bring Naruto to the big screen. Kishimoto also shared his thoughts, highlighting Cretin's, I guess his name is, suitability for the project. I can't help but be excited and actually meeting Destin. I also found him to be open-minded director who is willing to embrace my input. So we're gonna get Naruto on the live. Yeah, it's joy.
He's
This
pulling
is not a
a
Netflix. This is going to the movie theaters.
he's pulling a One
Oh
Piece
yeah.
creator thing. He's like, no, I'm gonna put my
Shang-Chi was
hands
good.
in
You're
it.
not wrong. But that
It was
does
I. Shang-Chi was I to me, and that was my opinion, and I don't care.
No,
So if I
I
wanted it to be a little bit more than it was okay for what it was. You see, matter of fact, it must be a collective. You ain't heard nothing about no sequel.
sadly, but well
Okay,
that's because it has to
crickets.
follow the Marvel code. Whatever.
It's been long enough. That man ain't even been in a guest appearance in the other ones.
I liked it personally. I'm not a fan of Aquafina. I don't know much about the actual Shang-Chi character, but in general,
Michelle was great.
oh,
She
of
was
course
awesome.
she was.
She's always awesome.
Oh
She's
my
awesome in
god, like a
everything she touches.
butterfly through
And
the
I
air.
think they use that to their advantage to be like,
She
let's
in
put Michelle in it.
everything.
If we got to give her $1 billion to show a pinky toenail, let's do it.
Yep.
Because hopefully we'll get people in here. And she couldn't even save it. You know why? Because they didn't give her enough screen
They
time,
should have given her more screen
in
time.
my opinion. I know it wasn't about her. It doesn't matter.
But yeah, so like for Olivia thinks Shang-Chi is like the best one. Um, but she also recommended Chainsaw Man to us, so her
She
opinions are kind of
did.
invalid. Anyway,
I
Tower
just,
of God season 2 has been announced.
I didn't even
A
get through the first season, but I liked it.
Yeah.
It's not like I did. Yeah, I actually did.
Okay.
It had that weird mystery fighting odd type of thing going on that I like in those anime. That's kind of hard to explain, but I put it because there was some other stuff that needed to be watched for reference purposes. So I never did circle back to it, but I'm actually excited that there's a season 2 to it. So maybe I can go ahead and finish watching season 1.
Yep. It
It's just
is. I
odd
think the
enough for
trailer is
me, so
coming
I
out
like
in
it.
April for you. There
All
is a
right.
documentary for solo leveling that has been announced. Apparently, from the inception to the manhwa to getting it
Oh, maybe
animated.
because it was a runaway hit. That's what's up. I
Yeah.
take that.
And
I'll watch it.
Crunchyroll is sponsoring the, what's it called? Um, of course they are.
The crunchiest of
The
rolls. I
Crunchies
got
of
it.
Rolls.
Let's go.
I
Mm,
think
delicious.
that might be it. Besides Oh my god, phone, please stop tripping out. ReZero's getting to season 3. Parasite live action airs April 5th.
I
I
could not make it through that anime.
It's a
It was
lot
so
of body
boring.
stuff, and I have
Nope.
not. For
It
me,
was
you know
not
how I
interesting
am.
to
Like,
me.
I don't want to sit here and talk to an eyeball on my finger. Like, come on.
I did if it was gonna be interesting, but I really wanted it to be good. Because again, all that quirky, mystery,
Right.
paranormal.
And yeah, I
Eh.
think that is it for this week.
Well, all right.
Since we
There
missed
y'all
a little
go.
bit, nope, tried to go through
I
it as fast as
had
possible.
had some meaty news to get yourself caught up. Um, I am aware for the haters and the haters in training that somebody's state of play just happened. Did
Oh,
not get a chance to watch it. I will see if I can catch it and try to give y'all an update on if anything is worth it. The only other little gaming news that I have are two things. Is apparently a reliable source in the Atlas
I have
did
to
leak
take a
out
call.
some information for Persona 6. Um, and apparently is back in high school. So for those of us that was hoping that we're gonna get some adults in here, like how like the first Persona utilized a little bit more adult or Persona 2. But we don't know. They just said supposedly it's back in high school. Don't know how I feel about that. I kind of wish they would do like strikers. You know, if you ever play strikers, they had like the police guy. He awakened as his persona. That was really good. His code name was Wolf. It was awesome. I kind of wanted. I wanted. I guess I kind of wanted more of a noir, a darker story. I don't know if I'm going to get it because Reload has really put my brain back into that. Um, the other uh, see, I got to talking about Persona and I already forgot. Um, oh, and the other thing is apparently there is going to be DLC for Persona 3 and they might just incorporate the answer. And I don't know how I feel
I
about
don't know
that
how I feel
because
about
they will have to fix the answer because I could not stomach the answer. I have watched other people play it. I couldn't deal with it after it. I just immediately went back to New Game Plus. I just couldn't suffer through it. It just wasn't interesting enough for me. But apparently that might be it. Some modders went ahead and put the FemC
I saw
Persona
that. It looks so crispy.
for those that care. I'm personally one of those people that if she's there, she's there. She's not, she's not. I ain't gonna play with her,
It
but
looks very pretty,
because
though.
I don't want the I want a female protagonist to get her own story generally centered around her in her own right. And
Understandable.
she was basically Makoto
Makoto.
just with a split, you know. So and for those of y'all, but hey, I ain't yeah, it's one of those things. Hey, you like it, I love it. Do you? If you want to play it,
I do
but
like
there's some modders
how.
out there. They're out there.
Yeah, I like how modders are just like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves.
Yeah, that's how the Sims community is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you won't give us the black textured hair like we want. That's okay. We'll do it, and
Hold
it's
on here.
great. Surprised my computer still run with all the hairs I
Oh my
got.
gosh, don't even get me started. This computer is living on a hope, a dream, and a prayer.
Let's go. All right, haters. I see y'all coming on in here. Here's the moment y'all been waiting for. If you have already been aware, the buzz has been going on for at least 2, 3 years. The moment finally arrived when it dropped on the 22nd. Y'all were all on pins and needles. Y'all sphincters were clenched and it dropped. And you got to absorb what was supposed to be one of the greatest live actions adaptations known to man, at least in this year. Gave us something to talk about. You know why? Because One Piece gave us hope that it could be done.
Damn, One Piece really did give us hope.
It could be done. And here we go. Y'all know it. We know it. You know why you're here. Your booties are in your chair, or you're walking around, you're clipping your toenails, you're diddling yourself. I don't know what you're
Please don't
doing,
diddle yourself,
but
Tuck.
stop,
I mean,
but
I know we're
stop.
cute, but
Yeah, don't. I'm not. Trust me. Here we go.
here we go.
I got the. Let's do this.
Agua.
Let's do this. Let's do this, chat. It is time to talk about the mid that is
Damn, she just
live
stayed.
action Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yeah, that was. Whew, where are we starting with this? Because
Let's start. Let's initial reactions before even watching the first episode. Where was your brain? I had to. I see. I got to get big guns out.
oh
Nah,
Lord, not the
I got to
thin
get
mints,
ready.
not the thin
The
mints.
Thin Mints. Shout out to my sister.
Initial reaction to what, the trailers or just the first few
Yeah,
minutes?
just before you even clicked on the first
I
episode, what was the
clenched
feeling like?
my booty cheeks. As
Mm.
much as I was okay with One Piece, which obviously is going to get compared to that, um, once DiMartino and the other old boy rolled out, I was kind of like,
But did you still have hope,
no,
though?
no. There was no. I knew this was going to be triggity trash. I just didn't know how trash it was going to be. Um, yeah,
Oh no, that's
that's
good.
totally
You
fine.
can catch us tomorrow. It'll same bat time, same bat station. It'll be over on YouTube by tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, so watch it, binge it to your. I mean, I honestly don't recommend you watching it. I suggest you just tuning in and seeing how much we hate it when we post this
So
video tomorrow night.
so are we calling it right now? Are we saying this is not on our recommended
It
list?
is not. This is not on our recommended list.
It's not on my
I would
recommended
not
list. I can
waste
definitely tell you that.
your time. This is one of. Usually I'm like, yeah, let's just take a peek at Full Metal Alchemist and see what it looks like. Let's just take a gander at Bleach live action and see what it looks. This, don't do it.
If
If
it wasn't for this chat, I legit be easy, T man. I legit wouldn't have if it wasn't for this show today, I would have moved on. I don't think I could physically take watching this a second. I couldn't even watch. I didn't even pause when I was making my
they're
notes.
industry plants, and I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that you know what? So let's get into it. So your initial reaction, nope.
No,
I can agree with that. Once the creators bowed out, I was like, I'm gonna still give it a watch because we told you guys we were gonna give it away. We're gonna watch it.
we
We're gonna see
watched
what it
it for
does.
you, so we can suffer through it for 8 episodes.
Right. All right. So let's talk about some key points that I noted. It's 8 episodes long.
Which seems
They
to be their
squeezed
magic
in.
number,
Yep, they squeezed the entirety of book one, which is water,
and
into eight
extras.
episodes. Yeah, we'll get to that too, because it wasn't just book water in there. Now, I will say this, and you chime me in.
Oop, bye.
I have no problem.
Oh
Who
my.
said they would buy?
You.
Who buy?
Look at you. You
Uh-oh.
buy. Also, our
Oh,
government names are here.
somebody's government name, but it ain't mine. Wait, let me see. I don't remember.
There you go. Not
What did
my
I do?
Sokka. That's my name. Not my Sokka.
Um,
What did you do, dude?
I hit the thing. I'm coming.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Um, yeah, like initially okay, I'm sorry. I got a little off track because I was trying to find my camera. 8 episodes for the entirety of book one and some other stuff, right?
right.
So that means we don't have 30-minute episodes. We have like essentially an hour, a little over an hour for an
Yeah.
episode.
It's like 40 to
Um,
65 minutes, depending.
because the creators weren't there, we assumed and were told that a lot of the stories was going to have some liberties taken with it.
Hey, and a lot of us expected that. We expected some merging and some skipping.
I'm trying to think of a good name. Hmm.
Mm,
To put on here. I don't know. But yeah, and don't get me wrong. I'm okay with some creative liberties
same.
when it comes to adaptations because at the end of the day, that's exactly what this was, an adaptation. To stuff that I can't think, y'all. So I'm just gonna write something down so this box can get out of my
Yeah,
and I
no.
might think something
Like
later.
we
But
get it. Like with One Piece, certain things had to be switched up, and the creator was like, "Hey, I switched these up personally," but the creators weren't here.
in this sense, no, the creators weren't here.
Weren't
The
here.
creators bowed out due to creative differences. That could only mean a couple of things. We didn't pull the interviews because trust me, it's not going to save this series.
No,
What we were promised was soft core Game of Thrones. Yes, is that not what they
that
is
is.
that not how
Oh
they
my
said it?
god, that is exactly how they
Like
said it. And I literally
soft
like,
core
is the first episode gonna be
Thrones.
Sokka and Katara going at it like Cersei and
Right? You
fucking
know?
What
Because I
I don't even
kind of
can't think of her
expected,
brother's name.
right? Like, because I didn't know. I was just going off of what was told.
That
Hey,
is so stupid.
it's going to be, it's not going to be technically for kids. We're gonna take this show, we're gonna grow it up, we're gonna do some. Hey, so I went in with the expectation of, hey, sure, the original story was fine enough for me, but if that's what y'all want to do, let me see what y'all working with. Only to get what we get.
Yeah.
Um, so here's okay.
You trying
That
to get
it
it together. You really trying.
in the corporate world, we have something what we like to call like a sandwich when we're getting those, reviews done. So we will do something positive. We'll go ahead and put the negative in there, and then we'll come back with something positive. Okay, this is an open face sandwich. I'm gonna tell you right now. In that open face sandwich, that means I only got two parts of this sandwich. I got the bottom and I got a top. Let me go ahead and tell y'all what I did like about it. Because I don't want somebody watching this and be like, oh my God, y'all
Hate,
just want to
hate,
rip
hate,
this to
hate,
half.
hate, hate,
First of
hate.
all, one, you clicked on a podcast that said, I hate it here. What you expect? That's number one. Number two, see number one. Okay, here we go. What I did like about the series. I liked Pain.
I did too.
I like the way he looked. I like his presentation for the most part. He looked like a aim, You take the drawing, you make it live action, looked great. To be fair, I didn't dislike the Shamalam Ding Dong version of Aang. I like that kid too. He just was in a shitty movie and I hate it for him. Um, I kind of liked the special effects. Watch my hands, please. Don't just listen and be like, oh my God, she said she kind of. No, I like ish the special effects. And by that, some of the bending actually did look cool. I wish they had made it a little bit more faster. Like some
Yeah,
of
I
the,
felt like all of the almost every element felt like it had to charge up for a second before they launched it. And I'm
that,
like, why are we charging up? Whip that
right,
bitch.
right. Like, yeah, like just let's make it a little bit more like speed it up. And the like anybody who's seen me play, Persona, speed it up a little bit. Let's
Come on,
go, let's
just
go, let's go.
let's go.
And I thought a lot of them, the fight coordination was cool. Particularly that episode in Omashu. Don't ask me why. No, it wasn't Omashu. It wasn't Omashu. Yes, no, it wasn't. No, it was. Yes, it was. Put it like this: the reason why I'm confused, chat, they spent a lot of time in some areas they really shouldn't have been there that long.
And a lot
That's
of
we'll get to that.
areas were not supposed to be
So
with certain
there's a
areas.
there's a particular fight sequence between Aang and Zuko where there is like laundry sheets all over the place,
Oh, that fight,
and
yeah.
they're fighting in between I dug that. I had no problem with that. I thought that was pretty slick. Um, that fight coordinator did a good job on that, so I did like that. Yeah. What do you got? Any good? Let's add to the
Um,
positive sandwich. What do we have?
I am actually okay with the early appearance of Azula and Ozai.
Real
For
now.
disposition purposes, I already knew they were going to be there before they even announced it because it's kind of I don't want to bring anything I hate in there. So at this point I could just say
Not yet.
the appearance of them showing up
Okay.
early
All
was
right.
nice for me. I figured Azula was doing dirty shit behind the doors. It's nice to see her
Mm.
do the dirty shit behind the doors. While our other people are doing their thing, we got to see Dirty Door Azula.
Okay.
Um, I actually am okay with the way Zuko looks and actually acts too. I think I
Okay.
am a plus for that. I think the scar should have been significantly more horrifying, mostly with the way
Considering
they,
that they
yeah, they
went
doubled
through with
down on
all the
that shit.
other that prosthetic with some other people,
Yeah,
they could have spared him a couple of more
boo
lumpy
boos.
bumps in that area. Yeah, they could have gave
And
him
mostly with
a few
how
bumps.
horrible they made it look with his father, not just like blasting his eye, but like searing it.
Right.
I
That means
feel like we could have got some more.
what did Peter Griffin say in Family Guy? That nose better be piggy. Like his face should have been
Yeah.
significantly more
So
jacked up
that's
under
my
there.
only complaint about the character in general of Zuko.
Okay.
I like the way he did it. He's very angry man, aggressive Zuko. Can't do nothing nice. Please don't show them I'm actually nice.
Yeah.
I think he did a good job. Um,
Dig deep, man.
I'm
Dig
trying.
deep. That
I like certain character model designs. I'll say that.
okay. Yeah. I can agree with that. I think some of the costumes some of them, please,
Not all
Chad,
of them,
hear me when I say
please.
some of the
Some,
costume translated well.
yeah.
Some,
Some of the
yeah.
characters' designs, I think Jet was okay.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think the Kyoshi warriors were 100% on point. Design.
Yeah.
I think Kyoshi's design was good. I think most of the avatars' designs were actually pretty good.
Yep.
I guess nobody felt like Koda's wolf hat was a little off to the right. That might just be me.
I think even for them, even putting it in there was a whole thing. So,
Yeah.
I give it to them.
Um,
I mean, by his parts, my eyes were starting to frost over.
oh
So,
my god, right? I I
because
I
I want people watching this in the beginning to be like, oh, okay, it's not. There are some positives.
um
Have we reached the bottom of this well?
I think so.
All right.
I think
So,
so.
like I said, dear haters, this is an open face sandwich. There will not be
We're about to
that.
dig
That's it.
in.
So at this point, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Where do you want to start?
I'm
Character
gonna kick it
design,
off.
storyline.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna throw one out there. You're gonna throw one out there, and we're just gonna talk about it.
Okay.
My number one pet peeve of this whole thing is the unnecessary rearrangement of the story. What
Agreed.
I mean by that, like I
What's up,
said,
Black Buddha?
I, what's good, Black Buddha? What's good? I told you, I'm okay with some creative liberties. What I'm not okay with is when you rearrange the story in a way that you have to end up doubling back later because it's in its original context, it made sense. Because you put it out of context or rearranged it in a way, it don't make sense where you stuck it.
Mm-hmm.
That was my biggest issue. For instance, episode 1, um y'all could have kept that whole opening with I didn't need that. I didn't need none of that. You could have just went right into the line, but you rearranged the opening again. Don't care. I'm not nitpicky. I kind of am when it comes to this series, but I can deal with it where we're going. But then later on, you have Grand say the opening line. It's like, Y'all could have did that in the beginning because she looks like she recited the Easter speech. Long ago, the Avatar was mastering all four elements. And my thing is, Gran, who are you telling this? And it's like, okay, so I feel like that was the Easter egg. Look, oh, she
There's
said.
several like Easter eggs that I can't count them as Easter eggs because they were in our face. Like,
Some
yeah,
people don't know the art of subtlety. Clearly, they do
like
not.
we could take Cabbage Man for instance. That whole episode, we see him in the background. Also, kudos to the Cabbage Man because he's also the same voice actor for Cabbage Man. Not Cabbage, like he's the
Oh,
same voice actor,
I'm glad they gave him a role, but
right?
I mean that just proves my
But
point.
like
They could have gave
you saw
him.
him creeping in the back of the whole episode before he came. And I'm just like, okay, are we getting our cabbages? No. And I ended up ignoring most of the other stuff because I kept was like, okay, I saw Cabbage Man like 4 times. When we go
Like
get
he's
Cabbage
gonna do the
Man,
thing.
he's gonna do the
Right.
thing. I'm waiting for him to do the thing. So it's like not even really an Easter egg. You've spoiled it for us. We
Right. Like we
like
see him. But that's fine. Just say the line.
just say the line
We
now
want
because
that's
now
all
I'm
that's
not
what
even
we're here for.
focusing on this lame ass script. I'm waiting for Cabbage Man.
Right. All right.
But
The
that's
other
I
big
agree with you though. When I'm gonna touch on that is the whole
Mhm.
intersection of a lot of stories. But I think we both agree on that we hate that you pulled from way down on the timeline to
Yeah.
bring it into this first season. You pulled from Legend of Korra. You pulled from the Book of Earth. You pulled from all kind of shit.
Here, yeah, because one of my biggest issues was I understand they're saying here's what should have been done.
Tell them. Tell 'em.
Here's what should have been done. Do a portion of book one. And if the people are great and up in arms about it, be like, good. Going into season, we'll give you part two of book one. The way they did it, you kind of messing up other parts. You might as well go ahead and go in a different direction. Because at this point, like where it ends, you will have to go chop up uh the book of Earth and go ahead and start pulling out of the fire because we have already gotten that. Here's one of the ones that tick me off. For example, if you're in here, you already watched it already, you halfway through it, you fell asleep, you got comatose,
Yeah,
you
spoilers
don't
all over
feel
the
like going
place.
through it, but you get to the episode where Team Avatar, our Avatar, is doing a layover in this small little village. This is what they're supposed to be in the original series,
Yeah.
and they see the land has just been ravaged, like the forest and everything around it. Of course, there's like this spooky story going around, like, oh my gosh, people are getting snatched. We don't know where
Spookies.
they are. And the people were like, that's because they angered the spirit. So, of course, Angus, like, oh man, let me figure out what's happening here. And of course, you go on. He ends up being a very angry Hebai who he ends up having to talk because Sokka gets spirited away, blah, blah, blah. In this sense, they took this episode and
Makes it
made an amalgamation.
like 4 different
So,
parts.
right. So you don't meet Heibai initially like you're supposed to. So Aang automatically knows
5.
I have to go into the spirit world because I need this information. So he already knows he has to get there. And they take that little part that's supposed to be really funny when they get to the Northern Water Tribe. He was like, when the other people are explaining to Suki what Aang is doing, he's like, quiet here, I'm trying to meditate. In this scene, Sokka and Katara are doing it. He was like, quiet here, I'm trying to meditate. And I was like, it's not as funny because y'all already know what he's doing. But whatever. Okay, I'll let it slide. But they take this scene to go in a completely direction with uh what's his name? Koi, the face stealer.
Kohei.
And they add that part. They spirit Sokka and Katara in there because of their connection. we're connected, so we're all in there.
How did she say that?
And
I
then,
always thought I was pretty connected with the spirits, but I don't know what Sokka's doing here. Like, so you really didn't
correct,
explain anything.
because it doesn't make sense, and that's
Right.
one of those. That's a perfect example about what I mean when you are taking liberties of something that normally in the universe doesn't make sense, and then you rearrange the story. You threw in a character that's not supposed to be available into the Book of Earth, where you got Wang Shitong, he who knows
I
10,000 things
can't
there.
believe they really put his ass in there.
Right.
I
You
cannot
got the face
believe.
stealer looking all, it's just a mess. And I think that's one of my, I guess my biggest issues was watching it. Not that I couldn't deal with the creative liberties, it's in watching it, and I'm sitting here thinking that would have made a little bit more sense if y'all had kept the
Right.
original context, or just don't
Don't do
don't
it.
do it.
I hate, like, hardcore, the fact that they brought them to one place because they don't do it once or twice. We
Correct.
go to Omashu and then we see Jet, we see Sai, the engineer, and Secret Tunnel, like a favorite, but still, like you got all these storylines.
Was so mad at that.
I actually was okay with the song. I was yelling
I,
it.
it wasn't the song. It
Oh,
was they missed the point of that
oh yeah, no,
episode.
they missed the point of that episode. It's just they just y'all. I think my biggest pet peeve
Mm,
is not just the liberties they took with the storyline, but they changed our characters' personalities. Like, if we talk about One Piece, you see that Luffy is that Luffy, that Zoro is that
right,
Zoro. At the very least, we know when we watch the One Piece live action that our characters were our characters.
right.
Who the fuck are these kids? I don't know them. That's not my Sokka. That's not the, like, even Aang is still, how do I put this? So for instance, take Aang. When
Right.
we are introduced to Aang and we watch these first like 12 episodes of the cartoon, Aang is on his side quest for life. Like, he keeps visiting places because he doesn't want to take responsibility as the Avatar. So he's on this, like, side quest, like, oh, let's go do this over here in Kyoshi Island. Oh, let's go over here and do this. Like, he's dodging responsibilities. And that's how they get entangled in a lot of things, is because Aang is quite literally on his side quest of life. Here, in this story, alternate universe is what I'm going to call it,
Right.
Aang is actually decently responsible. Aang
Right.
knows that he is the Avatar and he's got shit to do and he hasn't been here for 100 years and it's really, really eating up at the back of his brain.
Right. Because he is guilty now.
Yeah,
I
because
shouldn't
now
have left.
I should.
I have to do and make
I
this
can't
right.
believe.
Restitution.
And not only that, you got the people who advise Aang along the way, and I'm gonna say advise in the cartoon because ain't nobody yelled at that mofo. They
Right.
advised Aang on his journey. Here you got Kyoshi yelling at him, fussing
She's
at him. You got
in
Boomy
a sense, Spider.
threatening.
Yeah, it is reasonable, but here's my question that I pose to you, Spider, or anybody else in the chat that could be thinking about that. What was so wrong with them doing it the way that they did it the first time? Because everybody knew at the end of the day,
I
even in the
agree, Ray.
original series, and go back and watch the original series, uh uh Avatar Roshi even said that was a lot to ask of someone
Yes.
so young.
Yes.
So no one was going to scream at a 12-year-old for saying,
And
not only did
everyone,
I reveal to you, because remember they said Aang was the youngest one at that time. We're not talking about Korra. We're talking about the time of
even Korra's
Avatar.
older
He
than
was
Aang. Aang is 12. Korra was
no,
16.
no. Well, no. To be told.
Oh, yeah. Well, she already knew when she
Yeah.
was fucking born.
Right. So there was like, you're the youngest one to be
And
told.
they told him because
And
of the circumstances.
correct. That's the only reason why they went ahead and did it early. So with that being said, everybody in the series even when Kiyoshi was explaining to him when he was trying to figure out what to do with Fire Lord Ozai, they was like, I'm sorry, but sometimes you have to make the hard decision. They didn't scream at him.
And she
They
showed him
darn
of
sure
like,
didn't make him feel bad
right.
about
They
his choices as a child because that was a normal reaction.
right.
So that's the only reason why I say that, Spider. There was nothing wrong with how it was approached the first time. Having all his past iterations scream at this child
Right, and
now.
fuss at him and like double
For
down. Because,
what?
like I said, if you have a responsible Aang who's actually doing responsible things, why do you need
Oh,
Boomy
I agree,
threatening his
Ray.
own life? Threatening his life. Why do you need Roku and Kyoshi and all of them fussing at him and yelling at him? Be responsible, Aang. This is the most responsible
Right.
Aang I've ever seen.
For who you selling like this the one if you was gonna scream at somebody, scream at that one because that one was a
He
little
was
bit laissez-faire. But
he was like, we're gonna take
this
side
one was
quests
like,
every day.
I own up to the
He
fact that I
knows.
took a trip. I
Even
need to get it
the
together.
the back and forth with General Zhao at the end, where he's like, "Yeah, I know, I wasn't there." He
Right,
knows, dude
right.
knows.
Like
Why are
he
we
came
yelling at
out
this
the gate
baby?
knowing, right? Because remember in the first episode of the live action, he was like, I had a vision. I've got to get there.
Oh my
I've got
god,
to warn them because I wasn't there. It's my fault. Everything is out of balance. Like, yeah, no, this is the most aware and
yes.
responsible aim we have
It's kind of
gotten.
like those fan fictions of Naruto, where it's like strong, smart Naruto.
Right, as opposed to the goofy blonde that we got.
Right.
Yeah,
So this is what we
like
mean, Spider, is like the personalities of the characters that we love have been
right,
completely 100% altered. There will
right.
not be any Sokka personality development because they just wanted him to be 1980s
So
comic relief.
so talk about that because I think that was one of the weirdest pills to swallow while I was
Oh
watching
my
this.
gosh.
Their decision to 80/60 whole character growth of him getting past gender roles when it came down to Kyoshi Warriors. Why did they do that? And not only did they do that, but here, for those of you who watched it, y'all know what I mean. Did it not make it seem like, did it not make it seem like Suki
Yep.
felt
Yep.
bad as she made Sokka feel bad?
It's either that or
Uh,
some people were talking about how it looks like she was just consistently lusting over him, like I want this man's.
that and the fact that, like in the woods, she said something and he felt bad and stormed off, and she was like, "Oh, probably shouldn't have said that to him. Now he probably dislikes me. Man, eat the blackest part of my ass."
I can't.
It's like, so y'all really,
Yo.
there was absolute, and that goes back to what Ray was saying. Y'all took, there was nothing wrong with flawed characters. There's doubly nothing wrong with flawed characters who actually have some growth. Thank you. Sokka went from I man,
Well, that's
you
what they
woman,
depicted
you
her.
do that. Well, yeah, exactly, Spider. She sounded like literally out the gate when they came to Kyoshi. She was looking at him like,
Piece
"Oh,
on me, yeah.
boy, child, me haven't had man here in a thousand moons."
Right. And it's
Like,
that's
come
they
on, not a
complete.
girl who's basically they're basically the Amazons of the Marvel universe. Man, we work hard, we do this, blah 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 blah. And the first piece of penis that walked through there,
No,
it's
not
like,
hormones.
oh
Bad
yeah, no,
writing. Bad
bad,
writing.
yeah,
You
this was
sat
bad,
here
right?
and you watched the Avatar cartoon with me as a
And that's what
child,
I was about to
and
say,
that is not the
Spider.
depicted. The
Thank you,
oh my god, I
because
can't even
all it
speak. I'm
is
angry.
it's giving unnecessary thirst because
I
again
know.
it was I we get it, but yeah, again, in the original series I understand their relationship evolving the way it is because they end up getting mutual respect for one another. Is that what we want in a healthy relationship?
Right.
I respect you, you respect me because you thought I was some pie. I showed you I wasn't pie. You realized that me having a vagina Ain't got nothing to do with my inner strength, but I can still be vulnerable around you. Boom, relationship. Now we got, oh my gosh, I'm about to forget my whole training because this dude came around and I didn't hurt his feelings. Come on, man. Is this
Male.
the soft core?
I
Is this
guess
the
so.
hardcore
Because my
we
thing
was
is,
looking?
we know Suki joins them when
Correct.
they get to the Book of Earth.
Right.
So we
Right.
have her for the rest of the time. And if we're
Yeah.
gonna get some little I don't even know what to call her. She's just your average teenage girl right now.
But
Hornball.
can I say in lieu of all the rest of the actual anime that we've drugged, thank you to the creators of Avatar for actually writing women right.
Oh yeah. High fives. High
Those were some
fives.
strong girls in there, especially because Toph,
Always and forever.
Katara in the original series, not her live action counterpart. Spider, don't take me there.
Don't do it. Don't
don't,
do it.
don't don't take me there. But
No,
yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of personality in general changes, and even with Katara,
jeez
I
Louise.
I
Ooh.
just I'm not. So when we meet Katara, she is the shadow of her brother, pretty much.
Yeah.
Very overlooked. Very. I'm gonna try to do things myself and stepping out of a shell. Right. I'm gonna
Um,
get to that in a second. Um.
I I too I would have rather watched paint dry than to watch this version of
Oh.
Katara.
Yeah. This version of Katara.
She was insufferable.
And my thing is, they took out key points between the whole grandmother, the mother's necklace, and the revolt
They
on,
did.
yep, the revolt on the
I
ship with
was waiting
Haku.
on Pac to say something
He
about the
didn't.
necklace. He never said anything about it.
And the revolt on the ship where she led the revolt with Haku and the other earthbenders because she was able to get the
Yeah.
coal. They
Yeah.
took out the one-on-one that she had with Zuko where he snatches her necklace.
But they kind of compounded that's what we mean
Well, that's
at
what I
that
mean. You,
end part.
but these
They
points
but
forced
none
her
of
out
it.
of her shell.
But well, she was already out of her
Well,
shell,
I'm
in my
saying,
opinion.
well, in the
Katara was
cartoon.
never. She was, yeah, in the cartoon. She was
No, she was.
never. She never came
I'm not.
across as
Let me rephrase
a
that.
shy girl. Now, I
I
will say they kind of made her like this in the live action, but she was giving her brother that business
well,
in the
let's
first
let
couple
me
of
rephrase.
episodes.
I don't mean shell as in a shy person. More like stepping into. I have the power of persuasion and she got Riz to make people move, and she
Mhm.
realizes she's got Riz to make people move through these events. I personally feel in the cartoon when she realizes I can raise the masses, I can, do all that. That's what I mean when stepping out of the shell. She's always been on her brother's ass, but then she realized, "Oh, I could do
Yeah,
this to
she
help people."
because well, Sokka said it best. Like when their mother died, she stepped up.
Yeah.
That's what he said. He's like, when our mother died, she took on that role. That's why I say she was always strong in that sense where when the occasion arises, whether or not I can't sit around and wait for my grandmother to take over. I
Right.
have to do it. My grandmother is old. So I have to do it. I have to make sure my brother is fed and taken care of. I have to make sure that the things around the house are taken care of. What I liked about her character is getting outside of that bubble. She realized that that translates out in the world too.
Yep.
One of my
And
favorite
that's what I mean.
parts,
Yep.
one of my favorite episodes that they botched in the live action, because in the live action they have her grandmother. I was saving this water bending scroll for you, Katara. There you go. In the cartoon, it was funnier because it was a bunch of pirates.
She jacked him. She
And she
fucking
was like,
jacked him.
yeah,
She just took
exactly.
it into
And
her
that's what
own
I mean.
hands.
They took some of her personality away because at the end of the day, what she was just 13, 14 years old. It was funny. And she was like, so they was like, oh, so when Sokka says, oh, we got time to go do this, we got time for your scroll, we got time for that. She was like, yeah. Like, yeah. And she was
Yeah.
dead too. Remember her tenacity to learn water bending. I'm so sorry, y'all. From that scroll, even kind of put them in danger.
Yeah.
because she had tunnel vision about the situation.
Yep.
Did we get that here? No. What we got was let's let the audience kind of see. It's a lot of years ago, Spider. So I don't remember some details, but we'll
Ray of
see if we
Sunshine
have time
says,
to do it.
I'm sorry, only thing I hated she did was bringing up her mama every time she could. Like, girl, Aang lost all his people. Hush. I 100% agree.
Child. And I think they kind of said that in the live action too, which did get a giggle out of me. Like, yeah, I'm the only one. I know. So we not gonna talk about your mama, girl. At least your daddy's still alive, and your grandmama, and your brother, and your
Yeah.
tribe, and it's more y'all in the north. Guess what? It's none of us nowhere.
My thing
It's just
also
that's
is just
me.
like, so did Zuko's mom. You know? I mean, she's not technically
Which
dead, but she went missing.
that ticked me off because in this entire live action, which was a huge part of Zuko's
Everything.
being, yeah, they only mentioned his mama once.
That.
Once in all 8 episodes.
Whew.
One time. And that's only when, and I haven't gotten to that part yet because we're doing character breakdowns on how they got changed. Only when Ozai was giving him a lecture.
You're too
Since we're
much
on
like your
top of
mother.
well, and then he didn't even say it like that. He was
No,
just
he said it with a straight face. He's
he
like,
said it,
you're
yeah,
too
so
much
much
like your
calmness.
mother. Okay.
Right.
Fuck you, dude.
Since we're on character fuck ups,
Oh,
let's talk about what they did to Azula. Let's talk about what they did
I'm
to the number
sorry.
one certified
The
psycho.
cool, chill, murk yo ass broad that we love was turned into an emotional teenager. And they even had her teary eyed at one point. I can't believe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hear that chat.
Teary
My
eyed
skin, my
before the
skin just
final
crawled.
episode.
Hear it.
Not Maya Zula.
I'm glad you said that with the first part. The calm, and I wrote that. Let me see if I can find it where you're
It's
saying
like,
that.
if we're talking cartoon Azula, the girl had a plan for a
Oh,
plan for a
here,
plan. No
here we go.
sweating.
This is what I wrote when I got to while I was making my notes. And I quote from myself chat, made Azula unhinged way too early. She was always maniacally composed and confident.
She had a mental breakdown in the final episodes.
Put like this, Spider. When you have these questions, refer to the series. They didn't do anything wrong with how they showed her slow descent into madness. Everything only came apart when her world was falling apart. She was not, she didn't have, we'll put it like this, whether she had had a mental breakdown prior to that is neither here nor there because in the face of everyone, that girl, like, matter of fact, perfect episode. Remember the two old twins?
Oh, the old
And she
ladies?
was practicing,
Yep.
and it was like almost perfect, except for a hair out of place. And that was like the crack. You can start seeing it because she was like, because everything was meticulous with this
Right.
woman.
She was a controlling person. And it had to
Everything was
be
perfect.
everything. Everything
She
had to
was
be
a
controlled.
prodigy.
Right.
Right. So let's talk about it. What they did to my girl, what they did to my
They
girl, what
just,
they did to my girl, what they
man.
did to my girl.
As much as, like I said, I like the depiction of how they have her doing conniving shit for Ozai in the background.
Did you like that? I
I
didn't
was
like
hold
any
on.
of that.
I don't
I
like
didn't like
how it
none of
was
that.
executed.
Mm.
If they would have did other malicious, darker Azula things besides like revealing that I'm the one who's the master plan behind this treasonous whatever, like that's so stupid. Like, can we please get some more Azula-esque type nonsense, please? Like, I would have really liked to see her significantly more vicious. And I didn't.
than how she was in the series. And I mean, that's just my opinion, but I literally think she was done perfectly fine in the
No, no, no.
first in the
I'm
cartoon.
saying she ain't vicious in this show. She's not vicious in the live action. I want her
We
vicious
know
like the
because they
cartoon.
right, and that was their issue. They um it's just that's fair on the which one? What criticism? On her being crazy or her having a mental breakdown? Oh, I don't know. Give me a little bit more clarification, Spider. I don't want to not answer you.
Are you talking about
Um,
like their movements, Ray? Because their movements were all the same.
they were, and which was that's a okay. So that's another thing. Speaking of what Ray said, Onyx, the creators of the anime said they had different fighting style coordinators so that they can tailor the martial art that they wanted for every bending. So every
Right.
bender,
Oh my god.
the water tribe was tailored
My
after
husband
people
is
who had
snoring.
I hear it too.
You hear him? Oh my
Yeah, I can hear it.
gosh.
It was tailored after Tai Chi. And in this, so they weren't designed to all be the same because water is more fluid. That's why it looks like people who practice Tai Chi and you had other type. So yeah, Ray, it's kind of effed up that everybody's bending and their martial art looked exactly the same. It wasn't even supposed to. But I guess, to what Onyx said, it was that's I guess that goes back to what I mean about sometimes they didn't have to always deviate because the Azula that we got was enough. You had enough material and enough of her actions to be cuckoo 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 without you having to add whatever emotional crybaby that we got in the live action. I'm sorry, but I like my psychos without the side of tears. I'm not being funny, but Azula's breakdown in the series at the end when she was looking at that mirror and she broke it and she became unhinged right there. It was so much more powerful because we had been watching it.
Right.
We had been watching the build up. Oh, you misspelled. Okay, you meant on what we said about the crazy part where she slowly becomes crazy. Yeah, no, we that is a fair criticism. We want her to slowly become unhinged.
You've
God
been
doggone it. Yes,
you've
yes,
been
yes.
ejected from this universe again.
And it literally is Discord.
I
I
do
don't know what's
not want
going
to hear
on.
about no Spider-Man and Azula. You always got some crazy and like I know I'm crazy for my ships, but dude, sir.
That is a indeed a crazy ship. I
Yeah.
think that's, but I, one I never I personally, y'all can come for me if y'all want. I don't care. I personally did not want Ozai and Azula present
Oh
in
no?
this. No,
I just needed more
it
scheming in the back.
what
I was pleased with
what
the scheming.
made me fear him, if we want to say that, was the mystery behind his character through all the books until we actually got him. And God doggone it, Mark Hamill brought his A game. It's great. What added to it, the intensity of everything was when they finally introduced Azula and the mental thing that Zuko was going through with his sister with Azula always lies. I was okay with where they placed it because of course that's not how they were feeding me the story and looking back at, yeah, that was great. I didn't need, we know she's there. I just feel like they did that for fan savers purposes. They served no
I
purpose
do
that
wish they
early
were
in the
shown
story.
less. I wish they would have shown them less. If they were gonna
If at
do
all.
the yeah, if they were gonna do all
Yeah.
the do in the background, don't show us them every single episode. You could have
Right.
revealed at one episode and then at the end, even with the mixture of like, who do you think was supporting me the whole time? And they're like, and then we all like, oh my god, Azula. Like even that would have been significantly more impactful than what they gave us.
Or I would have liked, instead of that crappy scene that we got at the end with that comment, I would have liked it where it's like your brother Azula. What you is or just in shrouded in shadow in the back. He's talking to a camera. We see Ozai. He's like, your brother seems to have had a little bit of a mishap. Seems like I have to send you in to clean him up once again. And then she comes in, hands behind her back, perfect and straight. Yes, father. And then you get this crazy glint in her eyes as
That
it
would have been
fades to black.
nice
You know,
too.
yeah, and you'd be like,
But
"Ooh,
I
here
just,
comes
like I
Azula."
said, even if you were gonna
I would
show
love it.
her for the fun of it, like with Ozai, if you would have did less of it, it would have made it more
Right.
impactful. So, which bending would you all want? Avatar and Korra bending? What? Are you talking about like an actual element here? I'm always an earthbender,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, I'm not real sure about that one because are we saying that because they're the same though? Like they're
Okay, yeah,
the
no,
same
I'm an earthbender.
person. Oh, like which bending do we want out of? You mean between Aang or Korra? Or just bending period, because if I had to pick anybody, which is so weird because it goes,
Earth,
I'm torn between fire and water.
Earth. What? I thought you were on the
Yeah.
Toph gang.
Oh, I love her, but I can't do nothing with, yeah. I don't, I feel like Toph would be screaming at me like, get your horse stance. And it's like, I ain't got no horse. Like, I can't do this, girl. Like,
No, I
girl,
actually like Korra too, but we're not gonna bring this topic up because it's gonna cause some people to lose their
that's,
shit.
and the thing is, it, since
Oh,
this
with
debacle.
blood, lightning, and metal. Ooh, blood
See,
bending is fun.
yeah, because
If we're gonna go that
that makes
route,
it
blood
fun.
bending
And remember,
is
in the Legend of Korra, they were even bending lava because
yeah.
form of earth and blah blah blah. It just got it got progressively awesome. Again, I see this is why I don't need to know water bending because yeah, let me bend some blood and see issues, man.
Man, I
Just
could.
problems.
Sorry, like the thought of
Pro-
being able to bend blood. Do you know how many people just kidneys would randomly start failing?
So let me throw this out here since we're talking about characters that got their personalities rearranged, and we do mean got their personalities rearranged because in the live action, Zuko wasn't as conflicted as he was the
Yeah.
entire
A
time.
side note, yeah, Spider. We know, like taking the air out of people. Like
Yeah, you can
that's the
literally bend
episode
it right
that
out of their
that got
lungs.
kicked off of Nickelodeon. It was too much when in Legend of Korra.
Yeah, like I mean, and we gonna just be gangsters, just do it. People will do it. I mean, we can bend blood. Yeah, let me just suck the air out of you. Since we're talking about
Yeah,
characters that got rearranged and everything like that. Let's talk about the royal fire family and Ozai, Fire Lord Ozai and Azula and Zuko's relationship because that was very blatantly changed in this
I
series.
might have been asleep for that. What happened? I want y'all to understand. Watching this for me was a chore, like it was for Geeky, to the point where I've
Mm.
had to go back and rewatch episodes because I just kept falling asleep.
Well, then let's talk about the most egregious one because the only I only got a beef with one major element because
Really.
it essentially changes the entire family dynamic and what was going on with the royal family. And that is Ozai's defense of Zuko. There is a part, chat, in one of them damn episodes, only 8 of them, so take your pick, where uh Ozai is talking to his generals. Azula is there. And they end up getting into a tiff about what Zuko, he had the avatar, couldn't get it. And so Azula goes to make fun of Zuko. Well, Zuko didn't do blah, 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 blah. And he says, no, Azula, your brother did blah, 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 blah. And that was everything, blah, 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 blah. And I said, excuse me?
I went to
Excuse
sleep. I
me?
was definitely asleep because I would have yelled.
That, here's my issue with that chat. But you already know me. You can hear it in my voice. Ozai don't like Zuko like that.
No.
Ozai would have never defended him. It also makes sense because they end up changing the Agni Kai.
Yep.
Okay, so let me set this up
They
because we know how
definitely
it
changed
goes
the
when they're
Agni
in the
Kai. That
series.
was
Hold on.
that was horrible. What like oh my god.
Okay, so in the live action chat, we're in the war room. Already a big difference between the series, the animated series, and the live action series, because in the live action series, Zuko is actually invited to the war room for this particular discussion, as opposed to the animated series where he was purposely left out and had to beg to
Yep.
go in because he felt like he deserved to be there. So in the live action, they're having this discussion about what to do or how to attack some a particular area.
Right.
And Ozai looks at his son, Zuko, and he says, Zuko, how would you do it? So Zuko gives his thing. He says, okay. And so a general busts in and he was like, no, that's stupid, blah, 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 blah. And Zuko was like, no, because the way that I said it, would it sacrifice a bunch of people? And the general was like, no, that's weakness, blah, 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 blah. And here come Ozai. Now, mind you, Zuko and the general are doing this.
Right.
Ozai says, enough. The only way to solve this is with an Agni Kai.
I realized that because it was kind of like you invited him here, you asked for his opinion. This felt like a setup. It felt like an okey doke. Like,
It felt so, it it wasn't, okay. Now, comparatively to the series, remember, Zuko wasn't supposed to be there. They let him in. They said, be quiet, just sit down
right.
because
No
you're
one
not
asked
supposed to
for
be
your
here.
opinion. You're a child.
Thank you. You're you because you went. We didn't even want you in here. When Ozai was explaining what he wanted to do, Zuko spoke out of turn. And when Zuko spoke out of turn, Ozai was like, "Oh, you gonna disrespect me? Let's go, you little shit."
That's literally how it went down.
Right. And then they got into it. Then it made more sense because you know why? Ozai's unhinged. You ain't got to worry about where Azula got her cuckoo from because we see her dad. His daddy was a warmonger. Literally, anybody can get cut down because remember they changed so much, chat, that that's why I said it makes more sense the way the series did it because it's so much more. They tried to make this one bloodthirsty, but it was so much more colder in
It's.
the animated
I think
series.
I realized what I meant earlier by the acting is weird. Almost like you try to get to certain points in the storyline from the cartoon,
Yeah,
but you didn't properly paint the picture to get to the points like the cartoon did. That's it. That's it.
right,
You went and you wanted to do your own thing because you thought that shit was either edgy or you wanted to delete certain aspects, but
right.
you still had to get to that point.
Correct. Like we like that part. So can we just do that part? They was like, okay, but you we no 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 no. Just make it
Because
fit.
it doesn't explain, they don't explain the spirit world. They don't
No,
make sense with the war room. They don't
no.
explain why the fuck Yue all of a sudden can waterbend and has spiritual powers she has control of. They don't
Correct.
explain a lot of things. And they use like this.
Plus they made her a fox. Just wanted to say that they made her a fox. Like an actual fox in the spirit world. Fox. What does the fox say?
Ding, 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 ding. No.
Save the moon, apparently.
No, like now that we're talking about it, I'm realizing a lot of points, yes, had to be made, but they just didn't do a good job, which I
None
can't
of them, in my
understand.
opinion, Ray. Like
Why?
none of them.
What?
The only which one was the weakest? The only
None.
reason why anybody would say that the air nomads would be is because they literally practice
Peace.
nonviolence.
Not only
And
that,
because of that, a lot of people think they're weak because Aang already proved that's not actually true.
not
When
only
he has
that,
to actually make a move, yeah,
they talk about that this is a balance all the time.
correct,
So
correct.
yeah, it's a
And the fact
balance.
that they got sucker punched. So they got ambushed, which is which is they dropped the ball on that. That's how I don't know how they're gonna get out of it, or they can't get out of it, or I'm hoping there's no season two. But remember when they got to the part and they said, remember, we'll attack the Fire Nation by air. That's their weakness. And it's like, so we just go ignore that episode where they had the war balloons. We
What?
gonna ignore the war balloons. We gonna ignore that whole thing about the remember the yeah.
I must have fell asleep on that one too.
Oh gosh, I would as I wouldn't say
It's
the
no, you can't
I don't know
even
why
get
they
to the waterbenders without going through harsh terrain. You
that
can't
part
even get to their home. We got ice walls that
and they're
rival the wall
and
from Game of Thrones. Like,
right, and both tribes were surrounded by water because remember, Roshi's Island was the only fire nation that we saw that was an island with an active volcano, so they had access to fire. Which I know they didn't have to have access to fire, but if you wanted to have access to like, or really, but yeah, no, like they no, any waterbender worth their weight in bending. Well, no, I'll cause a tsunami and
God.
why would yeah, like no, you're not about to come for me.
Right. Like, it's not even like, okay, we got waterbending. We also can freeze you, and then we have bloodbending. Pick your poison here on how you want to die.
Which is the point of Avatar anyway, because remember the
In whose
Avatar masters
territory?
all four, so there is they said they still lost the Fire Nation in their territory. Who said that? Who is saying these things?
Send me a link.
I need to know.
I'm ready to
Cause
fight.
Because yeah, I mean, because put it like this, sure, maybe I mean, because water puts out fire, sure, but then you got
Are you kidding me?
it's a balance. It's a balance. Everything is a balance. That's the whole point of the show. Somebody can master all four because all each one of the four keeps one of the other fours in
In
check.
check. So pretty much, like, sure, they could sit here and melt the ice, but if they melt the ice, they fall in the water and they douse themselves. So
Correct, because that's gonna
I
cause that, which is
make it
that
make
also goes
sense.
back to like with the sun.
Make it
Remember when Iroh was like, "Don't get rid of the moon because it affects everybody,
right.
not just the people you think it's going to affect.
We
It affects everybody."
I love
Like
Spider because he really try to boost this up, but there's
we did, but see,
we
we
did
gave
the
the
pros. It
pros.
had
We
less
did
than
the
10 minute
pros. Were
section.
you not listening to the pro? We
We
said
did
this
the
was a
pros.
sandwich. It's an open face sandwich, but we gave pros.
And it only
And matter of
lasted
fact,
like eight
matter of fact,
minutes.
just for you, Spider, I got one more thing I actually liked about the show. Just for you, dude. I like June. She was awesome.
We did.
She looked like her cartoon counterpart. She was sassy like her cartoon counterpart. I thought she was awesome. See? Boom. June was awesome.
I probably
I
fell
like,
asleep.
and her wig, not her wig, but and her wig wasn't as ratchet as the rest of those Tyler Perry wigs that everybody else was
Oh
wearing.
Lord.
I
Uh
loved it because UA
Jet's
wig,
wig.
like somebody
Jet's
said,
wig, UA's wig,
the penis wig.
the pork chops on that General Lee or Lieutenant Lee or whoever Zuko's lieutenant was, the pork chops on that man.
Child, he had a
Whew,
wingspan on those bad boys.
he
This thing
could
was
have been an
awesome.
airbender if he really wanted to.
Right. Here's the other thing that I didn't like, Spider. So if you missed me saying I loved June, well, you're lost, buddy. Here you go, see it. You probably fell asleep on this one too. Tell me why the entire series would have been over with. I mean, the whole series just done. Move on to the next. Cue Cora earlier than she should have been born. Because in the spirit realm, Aang comes face to face with Ko. And what does he do when Ko starts talking to him? He shows emotion.
Yep.
Face stole already.
Yep.
They did not steal his face. He showed emotion. You know why? Because no one warned him before facing Ko, which again defeats the purpose.
Yep.
Roku tells him after he manages to get out of the spirit realm and he explains the Toa
Also,
face stealer, his face would have been
fuck
stole.
that director for that random ass jump scare with Kohei's
Oh,
face. That pissed me off. I was very upset.
I didn't mind it too much. Give me
Well,
something because
I
this
don't
dry
like,
ass show.
I don't like jump scares. Like, yeah, sure, immediately I went to sleep on that episode, but the mere fact that I opened my eyes for a second to see this little face in my face, I was like, is this still the Avatar? I had to check. I don't do well with jump scares, Spider. I don't do well with jump scares. I've never done well with jump scares. So yeah, no, it didn't scare me in the fact that it was scary. It scared me in the fact that it caught me off guard.
Here's another one since we're still on characters that they effed up for no reason. Let's talk about King Boomy and
I was
Aang's
waiting
relationship.
for this shit. I was waiting for Boomy. I am so lividity pissed about Boomy's depiction in this motherfucking time. I can't believe they did that to my nigga Boomy. I can't believe the prosthetic wrinkles, the hat, the forced crazy is all bad. It's all bad. It's bad. It's fucking bad.
Tell us how you really feel. And it's funny because the
He's on
episode
like he
when
is
Boomy
on.
is, yeah, I'm gonna say the episode when Boomy is right here in the back, which is hilarious. But yeah, why did you what? And the whole
The
time,
one
no lie,
person.
chat. The whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, they're gonna be like, psych, psych, psych.
Like you're
Boomy's just
waiting for it.
playing.
Like he can't be that
Like, yeah,
funky.
like he was so angry at Aang for leaving. And I said, y'all have completely missed the point of Boomy's character. One, Boomy was there to show you that no matter across lifetimes, friendship lasts. That's it. Like, no matter what, friendship lasts. Two, Boomy practiced the art of moving at a particular time or the right time. So that whole anger was misplaced. That would have never been Boomy. Because remember, his lesson to Aang was you have to know when it's time to move. And right now, like he said at the end, that whole ending they had with Boomy and Chain, that's not a thing. Because when Boomy got captured, he said, nope, I allowed myself to be captured
Because he was captured in
because
stone.
yes, because there is a time for me to sit here and wait. There is a time for me to move when I'm supposed to move. And he taught that to Aang. He said, I'm not meant to be your teacher, but you're going to find that person. I feel like all of the lessons to help Aang start moving
We're just
towards his purpose
lectures.
as the Avatar was
Aggressive lecture.
removed. Correct.
Aggressive lecture from every. And my thing
You,
is,
yes. Uh,
like, you got
okay.
the one person still alive for Aang. And y'all, like, I don't know, y'all ruined it. Like, this, I'm disgusted. The whole movie
I
thing.
was, yeah, I was just sitting there waiting for them to be like, just like in the animated series, he gonna bust out and be like, I'm just pulling your Yankee your chain. I didn't like the fact that they didn't give Aang a sense of whether or not Boomy was like in the series here. He took their friends and he had them encased in Aang didn't know it was candy. He thought he was really trying to fuck over his friends. Remember, Boomy was acting like that over his damn pet rabbit.
Right.
And he was like trying to, because that's, they just kicked around. But yeah, it gave Aang a sense of urgency. Like, no, no, no. Why are you doing this to my friend? Why? And to get Aang to start. Okay, so you have a purpose. You're doing this for a reason. Da 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 da. This Boomy was just angry. He was just mad.
I feel like there's also a subplot here for the viewers that I'm just realizing now that we're talking about it,
Right.
that they want to isolate Aang. Do you feel that? Because
They want to isolate their
because it's like,
fans. Yeah.
no, Aang. Because
No,
what,
I heard you.
yeah, pretty much. Because I'm saying, like, you got Boomy, like, you gotta do this on your own. You got Kyoshi,
Yeah.
like, you gotta do this on your own. You got,
Clorox said the same
V's like, you gotta
thing.
do it on, like, I
You
feel
ain't
like,
got nobody but yourself.
and I'm just kind of like, but Kyoshi had the Kyoshi Warriors, you know?
That and the fact that, yeah, y'all might have had to do it on your own. But here's the thing, though, it's so much power and friendship, which is what this show really added to it. He wasn't alone. He
Right,
did have people with him. And it helped even his past iterations see that, oh man, I didn't see that in my lifetime. I'm glad that an iteration of myself did get to live like that.
right.
I just feel like
It's
they took
just,
away so many things.
and I feel like I hope that that's not where the storyline will change up, where you just got an isolated Aang. I really hope we don't go there.
Probably. I feel like they're not gonna not go there. Even in that, you see, I feel like I agree with you. I feel like they're
There's some
saying like,
underlining bullshit.
give us more Avatar. Give us
Yeah.
more Avatar. Like let him go on this is about the Avatar.
I
Sure.
hope not. I hope that this doesn't just become Avatar centric. And I'm wondering if Katara lost screen time to give us more Avatar time.
Well, it was just as well as she's cute as a button, but her line delivery was something to
Oh
be
no.
desired. And this is coming from somebody with no acting training, but I got ears, okay?
Two. You got 2 years.
Two working ears, okay? I have sinus problems. I have nothing thing got wrong with my ears, and I can hear. Her line delivery left things to be desired. Now, did I like Sokka's for the most part? Yeah, because he kind of sounded like his
Yeah, he
cartoon
sounded
counterpart.
like him, and somebody said
Right.
he looks like the actor that played Sokka in the.
Cool.
I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
Right. Right. Katara, again, I think the actress herself is cute as a button, but I don't know if this is her first role. I'm sure trolls are gonna come out and correct me. Trust me, y'all. I suffered enough, okay? Spare me. But she delivered those lines like, I just have to help the Avatar because it's our destiny here. And
We're
come on, baby.
family. We're family. That's all I keep
This is
hearing him
what
saying.
this is what I wrote, and I quote, Katara is boring. Just why? That was my note. I just
It's she
she was boring. She was
she
boring.
wasn't the speech deliverer revolutionary that we were hoping for.
No, I was at least hoping for funny. They didn't even
Oh
try
yeah, I
to
didn't
make
even do
her
funny.
funny. Okay, thank you. Okay,
Thank
I'll definitely
you.
check it out. So I want to see this great debate happening on the grams of Insta. But yeah, I just felt like they stripped everybody from
Yep.
they let Aang crack a couple of jokes. They let Sokka try to
Sokka.
tell a couple of jokes. Yeah. And then
I was looking for more
Katara,
witty. That's the word I'm looking for. Witty. The wit is gone.
yeah,
The wittiness is gone.
she had none. She had no wit.
No wit.
None
It's
of it.
gone because she was
Yeah.
witty. No.
Oh, here's this other thing, and you weigh in on this because I have thoughts on it too. How are your feelings with the live actions depiction of war is devastating? Because throughout the entire series, they really drove that home just how
Yeah, they did a lot of
disgusting
panorama
war
shots
was.
of the places the firebenders have been. I think seeing it physically like that always does something more than cartoons.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make
Uh,
sense? Kind of like, oh, well, we could look at that scene in Mulan, for instance, where they do the panorama of the devastated city and the little doll. But if we see it live, like, and we see how it looks,
Yeah.
it does something a little more to the brain because you're like, oh, that's, oh, shit.
Well, even the people, right?
Yeah.
Because the people, the citizens they were running into the villages, they were saying it too, like, "Oh yeah, I lost it." They really dug that in with every episode. I don't think there was an episode where they
Yeah, there's
didn't have
somebody who has lost something, or somebody
right.
acknowledging that Katara and Sokka have lost something. Aang has lost something. So,
Yeah,
and there's kind of a gray cloud over the whole series
yeah.
where we're constantly getting reminded of that.
And I can't say with 100% certainty I didn't like that
I appreciate it. I'll take
because
it for
I
what it
think
is.
war is very it's not a you're dead. You're like no, like that was I don't have a problem with those things. Like I think them showing the aftermath of what the Fire Nation did. But I guess my only issue with it, in contrast to the animated series, is that remember the war was has been going on for 100 years. Most of the people aren't still fighting. They've
They're
been
surviving.
colonized. Correct. They're surviving. So the depictions they had seemed like the Fire Nation just came through there and was just dotting their I, as opposed to have dotted their I 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Not to say that like I said, I don't have a particular problem with it. I'm not mad at it. It's just that not an episode went by. There wasn't a
Yeah,
light-hearted
no.
episode. Like it was the no, look what war did. Look what war did. And
Right.
then someone getting in Aang's face like you
Where
wasn't
were
there.
you? Where were you? Like, I can't get over that.
Right. And like
Where?
you should have been there.
Fucking
Why
ice
weren't you
ball in the
there?
South Pole.
Um,
Chilling.
I made a note.
Literally.
Right. I said Qatar's bending has been lackluster this entire time. It's laughable. She wants to learn to fight. I made this note when we got to the North Tribe
Oh
because when
my
she,
god.
it
That
made
pissed me
more
off.
in the series. It was more of that because this girl has literally been dotting people's eye until she got to the North Pole. In this series, in the live action, remember she spent the whole time struggling with that scroll. She had a couple of licks in, but they really didn't shine a light on Katara's strength. So I started laughing when it got to that part when she asked she did the healing, and she was like, "Pop, when did the fighters go?" He was like, "You are a woman, you won't learn." And she's like, "I want to fight," and I just burst out and started laughing. I was like, "Girl, you fought this whole time. I'm sorry."
I don't know. I feel like the growth Katara that we got in the anime cartoon versus the growth Katara we got in the live action when it comes to waterbending, I think what pissed me off, what really set me off here, because I think I'm more angry over anything,
That
they're on that ship at the start of the war. And Katara, and it's in CGI. I don't know if y'all noticed that. It's either an AI or CGI, because I realize they've mixed that in there a little bit too.
gross.
Where they're jumping back on Appa right after Sokka blows up the engine room.
Uh-huh.
And she twirls up from the ocean back onto Appa. And I said, bitch, you a lie. You a motherfucking lie. I can't believe that they actually did that. Because she was not a good bender by the time she went to the North Pole. She was mediocre. She hadn't
She was
learned all the
she
things.
she was better than that
She
part. I
was.
mean, she was better than her live action counterpart. I can
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
that much.
But she wasn't capable of doing those things.
I
Even,
don't know. Did she not do that? Because I thought she did do the tornado part by that time, or did they once again take that from another part and stick it somewhere it had no business being?
this is just her getting on board. They just wanted that shit to look fancy because Aang did
They,
an air tornado to get on Appa and Sokka
I'm so
fell
sick of
from the
them.
fucking sky. I don't know. Yeah, and she was upset. Like, did I don't remember, and
Correct, Ray, because remember when
because he was picking it up, and she was,
yeah, like yeah, because
and
remember he did the little water octopus, and
right,
she was like, ugh, and because he was, and it's like it makes sense, Katara. He's the Avatar. Of course, he's gonna catch
right.
one.
But not only
Water
that,
is not
that
his
is what
opposite. She
led
was like really
her
pissed
to
off.
steal the scroll in the anime.
Right. Right. It was after she was like, ugh. And then he was like, you gotta be like, she's like, I'm glad you can tell. Yeah, like it's a whole thing.
Yeah,
And that's what we meant. That goes back to what we said of you when you strip away their characteristics, you
you have,
bypass a lot of their character growth and why we like these characters in the beginning.
and you have a whole totally new character, and I'm looking around like, who the fuck are these kids?
Because let me ask you this. Do you think like hell that this Katara can go up against Toph? Like be mentally okay. All right, that's what I thought. All
No,
right.
no,
So,
no.
oh, here's my other nitpick. I dislike gird yourself there, Spider. I disliked them adding that really ridiculous spirit altercation from Korra into the series. Yeah, I caught it. Y'all wasn't slick. That wasn't a thing in the original series. That was something y'all pull out the Book of Spirits out your ass in the Legend of Korra. Which someone has a really good, I cannot remember their main name. I apologize. I doubt y'all watching this anyway, but on the off chance that y'all are, there is someone, and I cannot recall your name, that did a really good video essay about why the Legend of Korra, the Book of Spirits, dropped the ball and missed the point about the spirit world as it was established in Avatar: The Last Airbender. And they actually had the nerve to have Korra bring that up in the spirit world.
That's the
And I
shit. Like,
was like, y'all could
um,
have kept that bull crap.
like y'all already
I don't
destroyed
need
several
that.
other plot points by doing them so early. Like, go ahead, kill this one too, and like, go
Like
ahead,
my hopes and
just
dreams.
murder it all at this point because it doesn't fucking matter. You've already
It
like
don't.
killed a lot of the plot points just to be.
It's
I don't know
dead.
if it was just to be flashy, just to be like we could if we wanted to. Like, I don't even know what the point of why we had to bring the owl in. That's in Toph's arc.
It is. And it's deep off in her arc too. This is by the time we get to the library where we go into Aang literally having to come apart and showing his hopelessness, which leads to his anger after losing his only connection he has to his people and his heritage, Aang. I
And
mean Appa.
not only
So
that,
why even bring that there?
the whole thing with Appa and the library and the owl shows the kindness that is Zuko because he sets Appa free. What the
Correct. But no,
it
remember
ruined it all.
This Zuko was already enlightened. Remember, he tells his father in the live action one, sometimes being kind is not a weakness, father. Barf on a chicken stick, sir. Stop.
I'm
You
mad.
didn't you didn't realize the turmoil you had into the book of fire when Iroh explained to you that Avatar Roshi was
Your grandfather.
your grandfather right along with Sozin. So stop it. Stop it. Stop.
No,
I
we've
hate
got
I hate him.
a responsible Aang, a
Enlighten
an
Zuko.
enlightened Zuko, a wallflower
Boring at
Katara,
that part. A
and
very dry Sokka.
I was gonna call him 80s sidekick Taka. Everybody sucks. The characters suck.
I I will say I liked Iroh, but I don't like what they did to him.
What do you mean?
He was he Iroh was a war general.
Yes.
He was highly intelligent. So when they rearranged him being captured, remember the pirates were taking him in. not the Dai
Oh
agents that
yeah.
they changed here in the live action. And they were like punching him in the stomach. He was like, "Yeah, Dragon of the East. Yeah, you like that?" Da 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 da. And I was like, one, that's not a thing. Two, they didn't disrespect him. They were just gonna take him in. And then when he flipped off the back of that chocobo and
I
blew
said
that
it
fire,
too. Me and Ryan were both like chocobos.
chocobo, choke, because that's exactly what it looked
Quack,
like. I was like,
quack.
he was smart, and he was. And then before I get up, before I leave that, I don't like them throwing the White Lotus in super early
Oh my god. They didn't
with the
even
pie
make it
show piece.
subtle. Like they don't know what an
They
Easter
did it.
egg is
And
anymore.
and and that's what I mean. If these are people, it's like who's your target audience? Are you talking about the fans who know? Or are you trying to talk to people who don't know?
It's
Because the only reason why you would introduce that pie show piece the way you did is because you was like, huh, huh, White Lotus. We know.
y'all, this
Come on,
this whole
man.
show has made me disgusted.
So final thoughts.
I hate it.
What do you give? What do you give it?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, zero.
not even the rating out of five. Out of five.
Oh,
What do
so
you give
first and foremost, for the people who are saying this is better than M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's version,
it?
that's not saying much.
That's a low ass bar. That means that bar is literally probably 4 feet away from the pits of
Yo,
hell. That's
like,
not that. That's not the flex that you think it is.
no.
By saying it's better than Shamalama Ding Dong's version,
It's
I don't
it's
think you have
not.
to try hard for that.
And for the people who are actually giving this good ratings, y'all are industry plants. Because y'all aren't actually saying that the show is good. Y'all are saying from the 3, 4, 5 people I listen to, everyone says the same thing. Oh, this really hit the nostalgia button. Did you catch that part right there? That was in the whatever episode. It was nice to see that. No one is saying it's fucking good. They're just giving that nostalgia like lick on the face, like, ooh, you remember that? You like that, huh? Like
Right.
that's
And
what it
it's like,
is.
no,
Those are
I
industry
don't like
plants.
it.
Those are
Yeah,
industry plants.
I'm not convinced that they're
No,
not paid to
y'all
reviewers
not
at
fans.
this point. Because no real fan is gonna sit there and say, okay, like I said, oh, we see that Easter egg. Don't they hit you in the feels? No, it didn't.
Yeah,
Like I said, most of the Easter eggs just look out
they
of
weren't
context.
Easter eggs. Like someone needs a real definition. It's almost like they've ruined what Easter eggs are, like how they ruin what lore is. That's how I feel about it. I said what I said.
Yeah, it is very convoluted. I just don't. I haven't. Thankfully, I haven't seen a positive review. I've seen mixed reviews, and all of them pretty much say the same thing. It's what was the look for? The overuse of the
Yeah,
word, but
everything's
we not everything have it's well, it's that's been discussed, and not to get off on that tangent of the what we call quote unquote the Mad Pat effect, but
yeah. Now everything is
like
lore.
you're not making stories because you generally came up with the story. You're making it so he can find it,
Yeah,
which means you're not making the story because it generally was going in that direction. You're hoping Matt Pat talks about it.
right.
So you're doing things on purpose and you're waiting for him to say something so that you could be like, oh, okay, that's good. Come on, man. But
Yeah,
it's
no.
weird.
And that's why I
So
said Easter eggs are supposed to like almost be like a 3 degrees of Kevin
it's a
Bacon
good
type
callback.
deal.
Yeah, like yes, it should be a good callback, a good reference, to certain things. And it's like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. But it's like you were relying on that while telling a very janky story. The story that's what it was. It was janky.
It was janky. It was
I stand by what I said. You should have just did the first part.
it.
And they do Spider. I agree. They say
It's
it was if you watch it, and which is weird because when you click on Netflix, it was like it's number one. I think most people are clicking on it just to see what it's about. And
Right.
once you click on it, it already
I
adds to the
definitely
numbers.
put the thumbs down. Not for me
I did too. I don't
on
want
Netflix.
if it happens to make it to a season
It
two,
will.
I don't want it recommended
My
to
thing
me.
is,
I
so
can't suffer
are we
through.
at the consensus we are not watching season 2?
My vote is I can't do this again.
I
My
have
vote
never.
is if I want to see it, I'll just go back to watching the animated series.
I have never been like I enjoy probably more than a normal person. I like live actions. I like when
Mm,
they do good character depictions. Bleach live action was decent.
yeah,
I laughed at Full Metal Alchemist live action because at the very least the characters didn't change, just how things were done.
right.
Assassination Classroom, that was pretty good. Rurouni Kenshin's is pretty spot on. Like, I watch a lot of live actions. So to sit here and be like, I don't want to. I fell asleep several times. I threw my
It was a
phone
slog to get
across the
through.
room. I threw my phone
So
across the room so I would stop playing on it
boring.
so that I could pay attention.
Oh, I failed. I had my phone, I had my tablet. I was doing some illustration work. I was writing notes while this was going on. I was giggling at whatever was on the Facebook. And I still caught every bit of that boring ass story. It's
I love the
such a
episode
slog to get
of
to.
where what's her face? No, I just like tossed it on the other side of the couch so I couldn't reach it because I kept playing video games on my phone so that I wouldn't have something to do because this was the most mind-numbing bullshit I've
It
ever
was.
watched. It was just
If y'all
mind-numbing.
if y'all had any takeaway from this, if you go in, don't get comfortable because you're going to go to
I'm gonna
sleep.
fall asleep. I fell asleep 3 times.
I've watched shows with hour-long episodes that seemed like they were 15 minutes
Oh
because
my
it was so
gosh!
good.
Yes.
This one seemed like it was just 3 hours too long, and it wasn't even 3 hours. Like the whole thing, every episode was such a slog to get through.
And it's like the sad part is I stopped hoping and anticipating for certain things by episode 1.
Oh yeah, once I got past the
Yeah.
opening and I
Once I
got past
saw and realized what was
Brand's
happening, yeah.
stilted
By
little
then I was
delivery
like, so this is what we're doing? Okay.
and I didn't get my
Okay.
little penguins that Aang was sliding
Right.
down. I was like, oh, okay, I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I'm
That's why I was
tired.
just like,
When
yo,
I
like,
didn't get the line in the beginning when Sokka was rallying the troops, the little kids, he's like, let's go home. And the kids like when I didn't get that, so we know that it had some comedy in it.
right.
And then I said the line because they didn't say the line in the live action when the Fire Nation came and they were ganging up on Sokka. And the little kids said, "Show your fear." They didn't
Right.
say
Nope.
that.
Didn't say that at all.
Like
Yeah, and it's
missing
just a
out on a
lot of
great
things we were
line.
hoping for, and it just when I
Right.
realized, okay, this is not what we're about to get, I just gave up. Like, there's no reason to anticipate stuff that's just going to continuously disappoint you, and that put me to sleep. I missed the whole Kohei part of the show because I was asleep.
It didn't matter. It
Also,
didn't
I
matter
like the fact that the episode where Katara quite literally causes a rebellion on the ship is on in the background.
because those parts that would highlight somebody being strong.
They killed.
Yeah, they just threw it out of the
Yeah.
window.
At this point, they
They
just
they made characters know things early without showing the background of how they got that
this whole
information,
Sozin's
like
comment at the
General
end just was
Zhao.
like, bro,
Well, even Zhao knowing about
the spirit world.
yeah, about no, about Tweet and Law.
Oh,
Like
oh my
he
god, I
about,
missed that.
yeah, right. Like they had him because and they're all and the only thing that was really why that was really messed up is like remember we don't find out that he knew about that until we get to the library when Wang Shitong saying, yeah, that's why I don't let humans come in here because humans only come in here to get the edge on other humans because there was a Fire Nation person in here before.
Yeah,
That's when you realize, oh,
they're doing a
he
bad
saw
job at
all
world
that
building.
before. Right. And it's like you're revealing information or they're telling on themselves early or they're which is one of my
This was
other
a
biggest. There's too many exposition dumps where they shouldn't have been exposition dumps because you cut out so much of the story. If you would just let the story play, you wouldn't have to have characters do exposition dumps.
This was a dick measuring contest on how much content can we put in 8 episodes so that everyone can be like, ooh. That's what it was. This whole entire show, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. That's why this shit was so boring, because my brain was like, okay, I see what y'all trying to do here. Y'all just trying to make y'allself look as interesting. It's like a pick me girl. The whole show is a pick me girl. That's what it
I
is.
just, I just, here's my final thoughts on this. And I'm gonna read it from what I wrote in my notebook while I was suffering through this. And I quote, this just made me want to watch the original. LOL.
Yep.
End quote.
That's what I'm going to do tomorrow.
It's what
Sir,
I'm doing right now. It's
I'm
right
going to
there.
rewatch the original
Y'all can
because
see it.
my
It's right
palate
there.
is
It's not
it's
gonna
like
cleanse my eyeballs.
right. Like I feel like someone just took a hot skillet and put it on my tongue, and it sucks.
And
Like
I would rather take that. I would suffer my tongue being burnt. If
this is
somebody said
how
either burn your tongue or watch the show again,
I,
uh,
is how
here we go.
disrespectful this show is I think what pisses me off the most. And it's one of those questions of like, why change the script if it was a masterpiece? And we ask that all the time when we do get these remakes. Why do we
Yeah.
why I need motherfucking answers.
I said it before, and as a writer, I'm going to say it again. Shout out to P.L. Tolvers, the author of Mary Poppins, and why she fought so hard for Disney not to change her story from the way it was because of shit like this. So, be a Tolvers, demand your shit not be changed if this is what they're going to do
Yeah,
to it.
because this shit is
And that's my
insane.
final thought.
It's
That's all I
insane
got.
how disrespectful this movie, show, whatever it is. No, we're not going to watch season 2. We ain't going to talk about this shit ever again. It's going in the trash with M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong shit. So,
That's it, but it's on the
it's
list.
on the list, big
I
dog.
got a laundry list of things I need to get caught up on. Then, My Hero is coming back,
Oh,
so my
God.
brain kind of focused on that too. And then Dragon Ball's got
Daima.
I have the new series out that Akira Toriyama is heavily involved in. Super excited about that. So yeah, there is a laundry list of
Yeah.
shows.
Because
I
right now
still
I
have to
got.
watch a Sign of Affection.
It's cute. It's kind of
Yep,
boring cute for me, though.
got it.
It's
I'm
like
gonna check it out.
you're sitting there just kind of waiting for the cute moments to happen and you're bored in between. Yeah.
In the meantime, I guess I'll go watch a Silent Voice and cry my eyes out, I guess.
Yeah. So as usual, y'all, whenever the next live action, except this one, comes out, we're gonna be here and we're gonna talk that shit about it. Like
Are
we
we?
used.
Because we did not talk about Yu Yu Hakusho, and that shit is sitting there bold in
Oh
our
my
faces.
god, I do need to talk about Yu Yu Hakusho. I
I have not watched it yet, though. The live action one, yeah, I
I
haven't watched it
oh
yet.
no, so just so y'all know, I am gonna put that on the list. It was, how do I put it?
Was it better than this shit?
Oh yes, I will say it was decently good,
Mm-hmm.
not high, maybe like a 5 or 6,
All
and
right.
that's because quite literally the fighting is immaculate.
I do like a good fight coordinator. All
They
right.
did pull the same shit where they were trying to do season 1 and 2 all into one, which really
Gotcha.
kind of fucked shit up.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for the Harry Potter
Oh,
TV series.
I am.
You are? I'm gonna
Oh,
watch
Ray.
it. We gonna talk about
Oh,
it.
I'm right here. I'm right here. And whether I'm gonna build it up or rip it down, just like I did this one, I got my books ready. I
Yep.
got my movie knowledge ready.
I will sit here and. Well, what is it
I
gonna be
I
on
got
again?
I got Joanne's problematic ass on speed dial.
Is it gonna be
So
on
I'm ready to
HBO?
talk about it.
Is it gonna be
I
on
think it's on
Max?
HBO.
Okay.
I canceled my subscription because it wasn't because
Do you want mine?
well no, because what was it and just like that was done. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna just be giving y'all, but I'm gonna wait until and just like that gets another season. I'll come back. But no,
Oh
cancel
yeah, I'm gonna
subscription.
watch it too for the
Hold it.
mere fact that
Oh,
I
I'm gonna
already
watch it.
know they're gonna try to make this, of course, some dark, edgy bullshit.
I wonder if was here we go again with this. Is it necessary? We like the story as it was.
We even accepted the
Just
movies
tell
and all of
the
their
right.
flaws.
Matter of fact, you could really you don't even have to pretend like you have to drag it out because the book's so damn long. You can get great
Oh,
seasons out of
dude, you could
this.
probably get a solid.
Now I ain't gonna lie, kids age like milk, so you gotta
You gotta
speed this
hurry.
up.
Oh, you gotta hurry. I also, well, good. Well, goody god,
I
geez
need
whiz.
I
Good.
need them to, Ray. I need them to because that's something that some of the books because and I understand in the defense of the movies, it is a movie. There's only so much you can do in like
Yeah.
90 to 120 minutes. However, particularly book 5
And four.
and that whole spew thing where they cut out whole Hermione's whole thing, the free the house out. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
that
that
was
in
sad.
there. Yeah, there's so many things that had to get sacrificed because of the movies, and it would do my heart happy if they would hire some of the original cast members to be like teachers. That shit would be so dope.
That's dope. Because we are missing a few teachers. They are kind of dead. So that would be
Yeah,
great. Um,
yeah.
Also,
Alan
I
Rickman,
did
man.
see the Percy Jackson live. I never read the book, so I
I
don't know what to
haven't watched.
compare it to.
My sister read the books and she watched it. She said the show was. I'm glad you brought that up because I kind of want to watch it, but I don't want to read the book.
O is actually going to go read the books now. And there was,
Oh,
and like,
see,
even not watching, like, not knowing anything about Percy Jackson fandom at all, I know
yeah.
nothing. I got issues with that show. I
All
swear they
right.
found the most annoying voiced white boy with a hair flip, and that is your Percy. And I feel some type of way. I also am
I
sad
haven't.
because Lance Reddick was Odin. Not Odin, sorry, Norse was
Is it right? All right, I might have to
Zeus.
check them out then. Oh, really?
And now they were like, okay, we got to find another Zeus. And I'm sorry, Lance Reddick as fucking Zeus would have been. I would
I
have.
don't know who that is.
Oh, the black man. God damn it. He was the concierge for. Yeah, the concierge for John Wick. Yeah, he
Oh,
was Zeus. That was
yeah, I do.
fabulous.
I don't know why Lance didn't kick in my head. Yeah, yeah, rest his soul, man. He has a great voice. Well,
Oh
he had
my
a great
god.
voice,
Yeah,
man.
like that's
That
a.
man had, he had a nice, he had nice diction when he
And that's why I
spoke.
said when we got to Zeus in the last episode, it was like, oh my god, it's motherfucking,
Yeah.
and he is so articulate with the way that he said things. I can't believe he's done this.
Yes.
Like, oh, like,
Mm.
it's
It's
exciting.
so
I'm
good.
so
It was
sad that
so
man is
good.
gone. I am so sad that
Guys,
man
boy,
is
we
gone.
lost some good talent right there.
Damn,
Boy, man, that
man.
hurts. That hurt the soul.
Damn.
Man.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
that's it. We hate this series. Avatar: The Last Airbender, live action, Netflix remake, in the trash. All the
It's
way.
some, yeah, it's some mediocre. Somebody described it better. They said, here's Shamalama Ding Dong's version. Here's Cowboy Bebop, and then Avatar is just somewhere floating
Oh,
around in the
yeah.
middle.
Because Cowboy
Like
Bebop
it's
is
not as
another
bad
one.
as that. Like Cowboy Bebop could have been great. The movie Avatar trash, and this one is kind of just float. It's like backwash in your cup when you give your
Yeah.
little kid to drink some water. It's like it's just sitting
Because
there.
Cowboy Bebop was another one. They were
It's
like,
just
look at all
there.
these Easter eggs. Did you guys catch that? Did you guys catch those Easter
Yeah, and I
eggs?
wish they hadn't have wasted so much time doing that instead of just telling the story because you had the actors, they were great.
They were great.
Just tell the story. Somebody in the comments, I think, for Nostalgia Critics said it perfectly. It's like they was both proud and ashamed of the script that they had in reference to Avatar, and
Yeah.
that summed it up perfectly. It's like we said, you had this thing. All you had to do is put it in the oven. What would you touch it for?
No,
Just put it in the
it's in
oven.
the air fryer now because we want to do our own thing. No, and I want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
I am so happy, at the very least, these cultural diversities that were in this show and people we've seen. For instance, the guy who played Psy is Abed from Community. I'm happy you had jobs. I'm happy the
Like
cultural diversity had jobs. And
I loved seeing them stay true instead of whitewashing it like they did the first time. I enjoyed seeing every, and that's another positive there for you,
there
Spider.
you go. Put it in the pros
I
list,
loved
baby.
all of the Asian representation
And it wasn't
in
just like,
this
we're
show.
all Chinese. Nope, we had the
Right.
Chinese,
No,
we
we
had
had
the
our
Indians, we
Indians, we
had
had our Inuits, we
all
had
of
our
them.
natives. I loved it because that's the least y'all can do. Because y'all literally took y'all penises out and pissed on the rest of the series.
Yes. So I'm glad people had jobs. There you go, right in the pros list. I'm so
That
glad
part.
people of diversity had jobs for this movie. There you go.
All right.
Done.
That's
That's
it.
all I
That's
gotta
all
say.
we got. We ain't got nothing else on
Um,
that. As always, give us y'all hate-filled rants and whatever comments y'all have. I know
I
those people who are gonna watch this later probably got everything to say about it. But hey, guess what? Still love you. Can't hurt my feelings.
oh yeah, because of
I don't
the
care about it.
comment that we got, because I
I
realized,
didn't look for it. I didn't see it. I don't know if they erased it, but
oh,
it's
we'll
not
see.
there.
Well, the thing is, what he did was he didn't listen to it, and that's why he called
Um,
us Bible thumping church hoes.
I didn't even see that.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
find it
yeah,
and
he
send it
must
to
have.
you.
He I'm about to say he
He
must
didn't
have
hear it.
erased it because I went looking for it and I didn't
I
even see
haven't
it. So
checked
I was
since
like,
yesterday.
oh, okay. Because my only comeback was, you didn't know, like when we get ready to be born, there's a button that you push, and that's exactly how we
Okay,
come out one
so
day.
the Sailor Moon short, I put it on. Welcome to the after show. I put it on YouTube, right? And I'm looking for it right now to see if the comment is still there. But Geeky makes the comment because America likes to pretend that it has morals, and then I put the because it's a joke. But some guy commented and called us Bible thumping church hoes, which just
Oh,
makes him.
that's a great comment. I
That
love
is so
that.
really. I cackled. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to use this.
But it must be gone. Like, well, I
I'm
didn't see it.
looking.
Maybe he thought about it. I don't know.
No.
That's
Okay, so in
hilarious
the
to me.
comments, because it has, I think, a bad word, you have to press
Oh,
newest first. And so he goes, yeah, Americans don't have morals, even when F you're a Bible thumping church hoe. And I replied with the cackly face because this shit
oh,
is
I
funny.
don't know if he was talking to us then. I don't know.
Well,
I don't
it
take that as
was.
offense. I don't
I'm
really
not a.
care.
I found it hilarious.
That just sounds like somebody was like, yeah, or you didn't listen
Yeah,
or hear it.
He didn't hear it. It sounds like he didn't hear it.
Or even if he did, maybe he was like, oh, well, maybe that's just how he felt. That's
Yeah, that's
great. I didn't
fine.
see it though. Like I said, I didn't know where it was, and
Yeah,
I don't
you gotta
have
press the
I,
filter.
I don't care enough.
I'm just glad
So
you liked my editing enough to comment.
that's awesome.
All right, y'all.
As always, drop
Some money.
any
Drop me some
suggestions
money.
that y'all
Yes.
have. We're pretty open to it. What y'all want to see next? What y'all want to talk about
Yeah,
next?
talk about
Apparently, Spider want to talk about that doggone Godzilla with those pink fins.
Godzilla.
That, uh,
Godzilla. I don't even like
uh,
Godzilla's not on my radar. I'm not gonna lie to you, big dog. It's not.
I
It's
mean,
not.
it's not on mine, but I do enjoy Godzilla. Well, at least the newer iterations, the ones here,
I
those are
haven't
pretty good
watched a
because I like King
Godzilla
Kong.
since Puff Daddy did da 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 da. You could hate me
Oh,
now. That one for that Godzilla movie. That one.
got you.
Yeah. Also,
Uh,
that man going to
was
jail forever.
no good, good, good. He was trying to live his
Oh, which
best.
anime character suffers the most? Mm.
Now that is a great one, and we will put that on the list. We'll get a collection, or you can send it to us, a collection of anime you would like us to analyze, like Oh Boy from Demon Slayer, or Ed and Al from Full Metal Alchemist, and we will sit there and we will pile it up and see who suffered the most. That is a good one. I love that. I love that for you for putting that out there.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because
that
I know
that
we
was
were
a
going to
great
talk
one.
about, because I know there's like anime openings on here, but I need to also make sure that we don't get copyrighted
Oh,
if we
that's
start talking
another.
about anime openings.
Um, like I said, if it is, it won't be something I port over to YouTube because we are going to get flagged.
Yeah, probably.
Like if we do it, it'll just have to stay on Twitch because I know Twitch is cracking down, but they a little bit more lax on that. The moment I send it, because that's how the other one was. The
Yeah,
moment I port it over, it's gonna get flagged, and it's already weird because it's like we're not monetized, but still, like they won't even like you'll like they'll already go ahead and cut chunks. It's weird the way they do it, and it's like, don't touch my video. You didn't have a part in that, so don't touch it.
right. So
And that's my
we'll
argument with
see if
that.
that's going to be
Yeah.
uploaded. That might just have to be a special or something. Now that my Wednesdays are free, we might pop in here on a Wednesday. We're going to say. Um, that's the only other thing I've got in the update about us.
And that's what's up.
All right, then.
Well,
Have
you
a
guys, as always,
fabulous week.
there you go. Enjoy it on this hump day.
Hump
And
day is hump day.
try not to watch anything bad.
Yeah, don't go watch it. Don't watch it. Stay devious, y'all.